Friday in the month of November. Oh my goodness. I can smell Christmas already. I can feel it. I don't know about you. I mean, the month is coming to an end in just, a couple of days away from today. And it's actually about the most wonderful time of the year, the Yuletide. I should already start saying, compliments of the season to you. Maybe in advance. I should add in advance to it. All right? Because, come on, why not? Well, the Ember months have been embering very well. I'm not going to lie. But I trust that you all slept and woke up well this Friday morning. Please forgive my manners. Good morning to you. Good afternoon and also good evening, depending on your time zone and, of course, your location. We say these things because we have people listening to us, around the world, from different countries and different continents. That's to tell you that we've gone global. Yes, we've gone global. I mean, it's no small feat that over 30 countries are actually listening to a particular radio station right here in Nigeria. Come on, we've got the bragging right, and we just have to pride ourselves in these things. All right, today we have a lot packed for your listening pleasure, as always, on the Eagles Morning Rise. We usually start off with the news, of which you heard a couple of minutes back, but that's not enough because there are breaking news stories, and we must break the stories, to you. All right. And we're going to be looking at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers this hour. I would also intimate you on 10 things that you need to know this Friday morning. And of course, you get to call in to share your thoughts like you always do. And because we've got something for everyone, the 8 o'clock hour, it'll be time for Alan Smith to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. It is also an audience participatory program where you get to call in to share your thoughts like you always do, right? And of course, at the 9 o'clock hour, I will be back in the studio to talk politics and current affairs. I know that since Monday up until yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, the conversation has been centered around Nigeria's security sector, the renewed attacks, and of course, the onslaught by the government, the military, to decimate these non-state actors. However, we're taking a shift today on the show because whether we like it or not, there are other issues also that are of utmost concern, not just to us as Nigerians, but of course, knowing that we actually, are in the African continent. Of course, we are aware of what happened in Guinea-Bissau, the, military takeover that has actually drawn condemnations from election observers, from different stakeholders. And even here in Nigeria, the federal government has actually condemned the military takeover in Guinea-Bissau. And some people are already calling for the release of Umaru Embalo, who is currently in detention. Now, we're going to be looking at that critically at the 9 o'clock hour. All right. Let's take a look at the implications of this military coup in Africa. I mean, what exactly is going on? What does that portend for the future of African democracy? Where are we not getting it, right? I mean, what must we do as a continent, really, to restore dignity, to restore democracy, because of course the world is watching. All right, the world is watching from Burkina Faso to Niger Republic to Mali, now Guinea-Bissau. Oh my goodness, who's next, or what country is next? I know that's probably a question that is bogging the minds of a number of Nigerians, but don't worry, save your thoughts. At the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to be looking at this very critically. All right, now that will take us through to the 10 o'clock hour and what was formerly the midday extra, now the general open banter. Myself and my co-discussant at the 10 o'clock hour, I'm talking about Baba Sunday and Sweet Terry. We're going to be having a swell time, like we always do every Friday on the general open banter. And I tell you, without mincing words, dear listener, it is always a jolly ride on the general open banter. But it is my tradition not to let you in on what the focus would be. I'm hoping that I'll be able to keep you on the edges of your seat up until that time. All right, but it's always a jolly ride. I encourage you, dear listener, to stay on this dial up until the 12-hour mark, where I will be handing over to my colleagues Udwa, Daniel and Cassie. They will take you through the Sunnyside show, on here today. Now, all of these will be accompanied with the very best of music My name is Omo Efe Peace Osemere. You can always call me Efe for short. And please take it upon yourself as a listener to check us out across social media platforms. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube at the moment at Eagles FM Abuja. Some people already joined in. Thank you so much for watching or joining. All right, you too can also join us live on Facebook and YouTube right now, where we are streaming at the moment at Eagles FM Abuja. You probably would want to put a face to the voice. All right, so just hurry now to these channels to see the small girl behind the MIC this morning, and also have a sneak peek into our state of the art studio. All right, you can also do the same on Instagram, on TikTok, and also X, formerly Twitter, all at Eagles FM Abuja. Now, how many of you visit our website on a daily basis for breaking news stories? I encourage you to do that today, because on our website we get to break the stories first, even before we come on here to break the news to you. So it's very, very important. The website is www.eaglesfm.com. That being said, let me quickly greet you in some of our local dialects. All right, in Nakwana, Ekaro, Tutuoma, Agife, Amesiere, Olodudu, Ndeve, Ite, Emamuriake. All right, and last but not the least will be Una good morning. And also, if you are just entering the nation's capital, Abuja, welcome on board. I would like you to pitch your tent with us at Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. I'm telling you that you're not going to regret it at all. And if you're out of Abuja or on your way out of Abuja, we bid you farewell. And the truth is, we really cannot wait to have you come around again. That being said, let us quickly take a look at 10 things that you need to know this Friday morning. Right, bandits on Thursday morning invaded Gidan Bijimi in Kawu Ward of Buhari Area Council in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, abducting 6 young girls alongside a 16-year-old boy. It was gathered that the victims were in the community for the burial of a relative who died recently. Well, these bandits are already spreading their tentacles, from the rural areas to the urban, centers. Well, that's to tell you that we must not rest on our oars. A lot more needs to be done. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, says no fewer than 11,566 police officers attached to very important persons, that's the VIPs, have been withdrawn as directed by the president a few days ago. Now, the top cop also disclosed that officers have been redeployed to strategic frontline locations to protect vulnerable communities across the country. No fewer than 11,566. I think the total number is 100,000, right? So our fingers are crossed, really. We're seeing how things would actually unfold at the end of the day. Senator Ali Ndume, former chief whip of the Senate and representative of Borno South, says Nigeria could actually save billions of naira annually by adopting a part-time legislative system for federal lawmakers. Now, in an interview on Thursday night, Ndume said the financial burden of maintaining the National Assembly in its current full-time structure is unsustainable, especially at a time the country is battling severe fiscal and security pressures. So, should we make it a part-time job? Would you want to throw your weight behind what Senator Ali Ndume is saying? Well, according to him, we could actually save billions of naira annually if only we adopt a part-time legislative system for federal lawmakers. Well, no fewer than 50 Nigerians have been arrested in one of India's largest coordinated crackdowns on a transnational narcotics network. They are believed to be linked to a sprawling drug distribution and hawala laundering syndicate spread across several major cities in India. According to a report on Thursday by NDTV, an Indian news agency, the operation was led by the Delhi police in collaboration with the Telangana police Eagle unit. No fewer than 50 Nigerians have been arrested in India in one of its largest coordinated crackdowns on transnational narcotics network. That says a lot. How much we peddle drugs or hard drugs. Former President Goodluck Jonathan is safe and has left Guinea-Bissau. And this is actually, against the backdrop of a military coup that toppled the country's government. Now, the federal government confirmed this yesterday. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Kemebe Ebiemfa told journalists in Abuja that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is very safe and out of Guinea-Bissau. Now, he left on a special flight with members of his delegation, including Mohammed Chambers. Well, thank God he's returned, safely. All right. The Nigerian Air Force has approved the promotion of 57 senior officers to the ranks of Air Vice Marshal and Air Commodore. In a statement on Thursday, the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, said the promotion released on November 27 of 2025 included 27 officers elevated to the rank of Air Vice Marshal and 30 to the rank of Air Commodore. All right. Now, some yet to be identified assailants have attacked the convoy of a former governor of Anambra State, Chris Ngige, along the Nkwo Nobi Road in the Ndemili North local government area of the state. According to Ngige's former media aide, Sir Fred Chukwu Elobe, the former governor was not in the convoy at the time of the attack. Well, we thank God for that anyway. Former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has officially joined the African Democratic Congress. Why did I just ring the bell? I don't know, but it looks like people are, gradually, pitching their tent officially with, one political party or the other, as opposed to, speculations and rumors of, I'm actually behind the ADC, I'm actually behind the SDP and all of that. But now, he has officially joined, just like, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who we were made to understand, would join the ADC formally on Monday, So should we say congratulations to former Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai? I don't know, but this is actually happening months after leaving the All Progressives Congress. Now, it was gathered that a former governor registered with the ADC and collected his membership card at the party office in Ungwar Sariki Ward in Kaduna State. Now, the National Working Committee of the African Democratic Congress has ratified the expulsion of Kogi federal lawmaker Leke Abejide, endorsing an earlier decision taken by the state chapter over alleged serial act of indiscipline. In a statement issued on Thursday by the National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi, the ADC leadership reiterated its zero tolerance policy on misconduct. And finally, let's take a look at Nigeria's currency market, or stock exchange market if you like. The Naira traded in a two-tier market on Thursday was the official daily Nigerian foreign exchange market, NFM, fixing, hovering in the mid 1,400s, while the parallel, that's the black market, dollar remained notably weaker at roughly 1,460 naira, to 1,465 naira to the dollar. And there you have it, dear listener, on 10 things that you need to know this Friday morning. All right. Remember, this is the Pages, or you would like to call it the newspaper review, which is equally fine. And we're here to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings, across different sectors right here in Nigeria. All right. That being said, let us quickly take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers to see what these national dailies are reporting this morning. All right. I've got the Nigerian Tribune, the Daily Trust, the Guardian newspaper, the Nation newspaper, and also the Vanguard newspaper. All right, we're starting off with the Nigerian Tribune, and it says security emergency, taking the lead. Lawyers, party leaders, others dissect Tinubu's directive. Flush out saboteurs in government and military. The Middle Belt Forum is talking there. Stop recruitment of soldiers. Establish state police. Bode George talking there. I hope President walks, the talk. This is coming from Okorie. Federal government playing politics with citizens' lives. SDP's Adebayo talking there. Lawyers question timing. Seek clarity. That's a lot actually, but of course it's a big news story, and you'd find details on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Country of particular concern. Ribadu to lead Nigeria's side of working group with the United States. Check page 3 for details. My administration has restored fiscal stability in 3 years. Osun State Governor talking there. You'll find details on page 27. Gunmen abduct 24 farmers in fresh Niger attack. Another 7 in Abuja village. Details on page 27. Nigeria's high inflation, eroding incomes, driving continued poverty. World Bank director warns. Nigeria's high inflation, eroding incomes, driving continued poverty. World Bank director warns. But wasn't it just last week, Friday, I had a conversation with an economist concerning Nigeria's inflation rate dropping, but the World Bank is saying that the inflation rate is still high. Well, contradictory, views right there. But you'll find details on page 5. And still looking at the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, IGP withdraws 11,566 police escort from VIPs. Check page 3 for details. Jonathan safe out of Guinea-Bissau as Nigeria. AU ECOWAS condemned coup. Details on page 10. Gunmen attack Ngige's convoy in Anambra. Kill 1, injure policeman. You find details on page 27. And that's about the size of the headlines I will be taking from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Do want to grab a copy to get details this morning. Now let's take a look at the Daily Trust newspaper. Bandits abduct 6 girls. Boy in FCT. Details on pages 3 and 4. And IGP withdraws 11,566 policemen from VIP duties. Check page 25 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning for details. Shetima, others for IPI conference in Abuja. Details on page 37. PDP crisis is the kicker. Lamido urges reconciliation and caretaker committee. Details on page 12. AFDB's loan to Nigeria hits $5.1 billion. Details on page 24. And you see this photograph of an elderly man right here, his life and times, talking about Dahiru Bauchi from 1927 to 2025. His life and times. I'm sure you have a good read right there. Details on pages 5 and 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Moving on very quickly to The Guardian. Armed attacks intensify as Tinubu OK's US-Nigeria security plan. Details on page 6. How renewed terrorism exposes old and weak security underbelly. How renewed terrorism exposes old and weak security underbelly. All right, that is some news analysis you'd find on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Reps votes on constitution review on December 10. Details on page 3. IG claims 11,566 police officers withdrawn from VIPs. Orders intelligence policing. Details on page 7. Democracy under strain as fresh coup hits West Africa, draws condemnations. Details on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nigeria's transition to multi-tier electricity market attracts over $2 billion investment. Find details on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper this morning, and that's going to be about the size of the headlines I will be taking from the Guardian newspaper. Coming up next is the Nation newspaper, and of course the big news story there says Nigeria, US joint working group to hold security talks. NSA Ribadu leads federal government team. Coordinated abductions of 42 in Niger, FCT suburb. Now there's an excerpt to that story. It says the joint working group is expected to fast-track the coordination of intelligence sharing, operational support, humanitarian response, and other bilateral commitments to bolster Nigeria's national security architecture. Now, that is just a glimpse of what that story is all about. You'll find details on the front page. It continues right on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. World Bank canvasses slash of import tariff to lower inflation. Details on the front page. It continues right on page 3. AU, ECOWAS, WAEF, no to coup in Guinea-Bissau. Details on page 2. And CBN released 74.41 trillion naira to private sector in October. You'd find details on page 7. 11,566 policemen withdrawn from VIPs. Details on page 3. And that'll be all for the Nation newspaper. And finally, this is definitely the last but not the least. That will be the Punch newspaper. Safe Schools project stalls in 30 states as abductions rise. All right, Safe Schools project stalls in 30 states as abductions rise. States fail to release co-funding. Senate begins a probe of 145 billion naira Safe Schools fund. Ododo confirms bandit relocation to Kogi. Recall, dear listener, on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, myself and my co-host Uduak Daniel, we had a conversation around the renewed abductions and the need for the government to declare a state of emergency, where we also, exposed some sort of loopholes. We did not just expose, as a matter of fact, the renewed onslaught, by way of abductions actually exposed some of the loopholes in Nigeria's security sector and how intentional we have been over the years. All right, you talk about the Safe School project or the Safe School initiative. Look at the amount of monies that have been, budgeted for this, project alone. And we are hearing now that this Safe School project has been pending in 30 states. 30 states. Anywho, you'll find details of our story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. But of course, it says a lot really about how intentional, how decisive we are as a nation, especially when it comes to addressing, insecurity in the country. Nigeria condemns Guinea-Bissau coup. Jonathan evacuated on special flight. Find details on page 29 this morning. And VIPs move to engage NSCDC after 11,000 policemen's recall. Details on page 2. NNPCL spends 17.5 trillion naira securing fuel pipelines, others in 12 months. The NNPCL has actually, been in the news in recent times for so many reasons, especially, related to financial, infractions or misappropriation. And do you think it's actually justified that the NNPCL actually spent 17.5 trillion naira to secure fuel pipelines, amongst other things, in 12 months alone? Right underneath that story, by the way, says non-working refineries gulp nearly 3 trillion naira. Pressure mounts for audit. Indeed, there is great need for some audit report to be made public so Nigerians can really, understand what is going on within the NNPCL. But you'd find details on page 19. Business leaders reject proposed beverage tax hike. Details on page 20. And that's just going to be about the size of the headlines I will be taking across Nigerian newspapers this morning. So, dear listener, as always, we urge you to grab a copy of any of these national dailies so you can get concrete details of the reviewed headlines. Do not forget that there are good articles, columns, opinions, viewpoints, news features, across these national dailies that, would probably give you a good read at your leisure. All right, so take advantage. Grab a copy and have a good read at the end of the day. It's 29 minutes gone past the hour of 7 on the AM side, and this is the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show. This segment is where we get to, take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers and have you call in to share your 2 cents. I see the studio lines are already buzzing, but we need to go pay some bills very quickly. And when we return, it'll be time for you to lend your voice. It'll be time for you to share your thoughts to these blazing headlines this morning. To stay with us.
Any motor where you they drive, confirm protection, no. For your engine, no. Keke make a mobile. Make it mobile, oh. Make it mobile, eh. Anywhere you there, your motor deserve to be number one, yo. Make it mobile, oh. Make it mobile, eh. Mobile carry the go. Make everybody join me, say. Make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
What is it that they told you?
Chai, it don't happen, oh.
Oga Shike, wetin happen?
Now this my Abuja Home Limited, oh. The Ogbonge real estate company, where they reliable, where they support small man.
My Abuja Home Limited?
Yes, so they don't they sell their out of old title estate land for Karishi for cheap amounts.
Karishi bawo? This our Karishi. Where for Karishi sef?
Just opposite the Navy Phase 2 estate, you could see their land back for their discount pre-lot price. Their 400 square meter plot of land now just 4.9 million naira, while their 200 square meter plot now just 3 million naira only.
Hey, Oga Shike, this na the best deal, bros. For land wey get correct title document, oh.
My brother, as I read my Abuja home office like this, I buy 4 plots at one time. The one wey bust my head finish now say you feel they pay small and then show me their out of old title certificate from Najis. My brother, but hurry oh, now only 37 plots they the estate though.
Morire, Oga Shike, abeg, give me their number.
Yes, you fit call their number for 0808 8837 426. The number again 0808 8837 426. Abi you fit call this other number 0808 27 23824. The number again 0808 27 23824. Or you fit visit their website for www.myabujahome.com.
Hello, I want to buy land, oh. Buy or talking?
Buy yours, I don't show you will. My Abuja Home, live the life.
Whether you're flying for a family celebration or a much-needed reunion, fly Emirates and start your holiday on board. Explore up to 6,500 channels of entertainment, including live sport. Stay connected with onboard Wi-Fi. Enjoy special meals and toys for kids and relax in comfort with world-class service all the way. Choose from over 150 destinations, including Dubai, India, the UK and USA. Book now at emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Please listen to these announcements. The Champions presents Health and Safety Symposium, a power-packed event you do not want to miss. Get ready for a day of free medical checkup for early attendees, consultation and CNG enlightenment, organic products trade fair, music fun fair and awards, magazine launch, and lots more exciting activities. Venue, Multipurpose Hall, Government Science Secondary School, Tungamaje, GAC, Abuja. Date, last Friday of the month. Time, 4 p.m. For more inquiries, please call 080-6930-9553. Again, 080-6930-9553. Come learn, connect, and have fun. Your health and safety comes first.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio.
Eagles 102.3.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. 09073530044 or 09087668888 are the numbers to call this morning to be part of the Pages or the newspaper review, a segment of the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show. You can also send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp number, and the WhatsApp number is 090970544 and 50. To those watching us live on Facebook and YouTube, you can also leave a comment and we'll be very glad to acknowledge your thought. Dear listener, please remember the rules. When you call in to share your thoughts, you must turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear ourselves very loudly and clearly. Please stay civil and avoid the use of vulgar language. And please do not lay false claims on here. If you must, ensure that those claims, can actually be fact-checked and also be substantiated. All right. And that being said, let's take the first, call for today. Hello and good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Tanko from Guarimpa.
Tanko from Guarimpa, good to have you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. This withdrawal of police and then replacing them with civil defense. Up till now, we have not heard anything from civil defense. Do they have the capacity? Do they have the equipment to do that? And I want to tell you that police may not be able to withdraw all the policemen from the DIP. Because Nigeria being what we are, they will withdraw today, tomorrow they will send it back. Another thing I want to talk about is this ECOWAS people talking about the coup. When there is no good governance, people are dying, people are suffering. And if the military want to do the right thing, they will condemn it. Have they ever gone and say what you are doing is not good? Like what is happening in Cameroon? A man of more than 90 years is contesting as a president, and people are keeping quiet. If the military want to come in, they will condemn it, and we call it democracy. And people are suffering. That's my problem. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much for your contribution right there. Hello, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Nomoife.
Good morning, Moses.
Yeah, this is Moses from Suleja.
Right, good to have you.
Yeah, I heard you this morning. You are already preparing for your Christmas.
Right.
I hope my family and I will come there to celebrate.
Please do well to do that,
yeah,
okay?
With a high security provision.
Asha.
So, it's no longer funny. The issue of insecurity has become a big challenge in this country. People were adopted in Abuja again, which is one of the headlines of the news this morning.
Right.
Yeah. Omoife, do you ever wonder the spreading of bandits within the country entirely, just like a wildfire that unrests the citizens of this country? It shouldn't be funny again. They should take proactive measure. How? They banded all the sponsorers. I repeat, all the sponsorers. These people, they make them to be marketable until their sponsorers, which we have been lamenting for many years, until those sponsorers are fished out and eliminated from the society. The issue of this bandit and the issue of this terrorism can never stop. Because these guys in this bush, they have backup. The ammunition they are using is not local ammunition. They have a backup, both internal and external. So until the people who are behind this being fished out and eliminated, this issue can never. Look at the way they unrest the entire citizens of this country. Schools closed. It should be an emergency. Then finally, military and the community should go to where they are located, not until when they strike before they begin to look for them. They have a camp. They know who they are. They know where they are.
All right.
Is that also? The governor of Kogi State came out on news. They will definitely deal with them. It should go beyond news.
All right.
They have spread down to the state of Kogi and many other places. So they should locate them. They have a camp. They are not spirits.
Okay.
That is my take this morning.
All right, Moses.
It's a serious matter, and this is emergency.
Absolutely.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Moses, for your contribution right there. But over the weekend, last weekend rather, we saw the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, come out to say or give reasons why the federal government is yet to prosecute individuals suspected of, financing terrorism. According to him, the process actually requires extensive and delicate investigations that cannot be rushed. So we might just have to be more patient with the federal government, even as we hope that these terrorism financiers, their sponsors, would be prosecuted. Because for some Nigerians, they are the ones giving these non-state actors the nod to carry out these heinous crimes, across the country. All right, Helen, good morning to you.
Good morning, Efe.
Good morning.
My name is Abdullah. This is the first time calling. I've been a listener.
Thank you very much, Abdullah. Where are you calling from?
calling from Airport Road.
All right. Good to have you on the show this morning. Please go ahead.
Yeah, about the securities being withdrawn from VIPs.
Right.
My take is even the civil defense should not be given to them. There are security companies all around. They should employ from that. Even that will boost employment for youths.
Okay.
And besides, I don't know why they need security all over. In the foreign countries, you see all these big men going around with bicycle, even trekking to office, using commercial buses. I don't know why they need to use security and large convoy to protect them. What are they hiding from? So that's my take this morning.
Thank you very much, Abdullah. Very big question right there. I mean, they must not use the police or the civil defense. There are private security outfits across the country where they can go, recruit, security operatives from. But, the level of training, there seems to be a little bit of difference, Abdullah. But like you said, it's going to create job opportunities, for the youth. Hello and good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bright. Good to have you this morning.
This guy's reporting.
Right. Good to have you.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, we are just joking. We are not serious. Since 2014, how many years up to this moment, we have not fashioned a way to tackle insecurity. They are telling us about kidnappers, SSS. What of the
Are you there, Bright?
What of the economic terrorists? The ones that are mining the gold, sabotaging the economy, drilling the oil, and using the money to come and put the country to the sword. We are not talking about that one because it concerns big man. Look at the country. How can you, are you a dreamer to tell me that they kidnapped 300 students and took them away without even encountering security anywhere around the country? And KB said, the deputy governor is telling us that somebody gave a signal and the other one said they should withdraw. Where is that person? You are coming to tell us this thing. If you talk about let the country divide, they give you death penalty. But if you carry gun and kill somebody, they give you, you repent immediately and become somebody else. This is the country who does. I pity this country. For those people who are praying for the let us pray for the country, I'm not included.
Bright, please do us a call back to wrap up your thoughts, okay? And please, you must make it a point of duty to pray for your dear country, okay? It's part of the patriotism we're talking about. Hello, good morning to you. Hello? Hello, good morning. Are you there? All right, please do us a call back. And we have Apostle on the line. Hello, good morning to you, sir.
Morning.
Yes, good to have you.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
Yes, my name is Apostle Osola from Apo. Right. Yes, a fresh queue in Africa. It's a handwriting that shows that those are our leaders, those that find themselves in the corridor of power, they are full of lie. Our president told us that once the subsidy was removed, there's no more thinking of borrowing. All of us will see the good effect of it. But today we are not seeing a good effect of it. Rather, we have been hearing a governor or minister convoy will be here, reach Apo everywhere. But hunger and starvation have been killing us. Go to our hospital, nothing is working. Your kidnappers are having a free ride. But if you say that since they are not protecting you, that let there be sensation, they will just jail you right imprisonment, whereby they are not protecting the life and the life of the Nigerians. May God help us in this country. I remain Apostle also life, aka Wokeneme. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Apostle, for your contribution right there. Hello and good morning.
Good morning. I am Luke from Masaka.
All right, good to have you. Please go ahead.
So the African Union and the Organization of African Unity condemned coup in Guinea-Bissau. So they should provide, instead of condemning coup, they should provide the dividends of democracy. Because African leaders, if they should provide the dividends of democracy, the rate of poop in Africa will be minimized because people feel so oppressed and what belongs to them, they are not giving it to them. So the leadership, the way our leaders are leading their people, it's not good. That is why you see coup all over the places in Africa, all over the country. So our government agency, one of the government agency, or somebody government said the financiers of the terrorists that they are going to investigate the terrorists before they go on before they persecute them. I want to let you know that it's a way of sweeping that information under the carpet that is being released to them that people are sponsoring terrorists. So I want to let you know that they are not going to do something about it. They said they want to investigate the terrorists before they charge people to court, before they persecute them, the sponsor of the terrorism, of the terrorists. I let you know that they are not going to do something about it. It's a way of sweeping the information on that department.
All right.
What said, he said they should deal with those discussions. If we are not dealing with these persons, we are recruiting army and recruiting police. We are doing nothing. We don't recruit them to go for the terrorists to go and kill them. And those big men, their children are not there. They are not recruiting the children of a senator or a governor. We are recruiting for the terrorists to go and kill. And the main thing
okay. All right, Luke, the network reception from your end is quite shaky.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you so much. I believe you've been able to, pass, your a message rather. All right, thank you very, very much. He actually thinks that we must deal, first of all, with the financiers of terrorism in the country, even, beyond recruiting, security operatives to combat terrorism. When we still have the financiers, having a field day, it makes the whole process, tiring and exhausting, as though we are beating, round circles. All right, and I'll just quickly move on now to the Facebook page to see the messages that we have on here. I see this one from Peter Ashe Dania. He says, good morning, Radio Princess, watching you from Barnawa, Kaduna South local government. Finally, the US and Nigeria Pali begins. All right, and Suleiman Jibril says, good morning, Omoefe. aka our Radio Princess, watching you live from Magaman, Gumau, Toro local government area of Bauchi State this morning. Thank God, former President Goodluck Jonathan returned back to the country safely. And please let our leaders do something about this insecurity, challenges that we are facing in the country. My regards to Mr. Salasi, our incoming senator, and all listeners of Eagles FM. From Suleiman Dan Fulani National Assembly Quarters, but right now in Bauchi State. All right, Suleiman, thank you very, very much for your message. All right, and on the WhatsApp portal, I see a number of voice messages on here. So I'm just going to quickly press play to these voice notes. Let's hear what the listener on the other side of the radio has got to say. Hello and good morning to you.
Good morning. Eagles from Niger State. Nigeria condemned the Guinea-Bissau. Good morning, Eagles FM. This is Blessed Sonny from Niger State.
Right.
Nigeria condemned the Guinea-Bissau coup. You see, we Africans, we have been suffering from a kind of a democracy that only sweet on paper. If you read on paper, democracy is a very wonderful this thing that you always admire, but on reality, Africans have been suffering, have been suffered in the name of democracy. So you can't blame us. You can't blame people when they decide when something that they're supposed to get as a right are being denied of in the name of some group of people being selfish in the name of leaders and this thing. So that's why you see some of African brothers, before you know, when they waited for the real democracy, it couldn't come real. It is only on paper. So they have no any other choice. Now let's test other ways. So if our leaders really what they're telling us that democracy, if I begin to talk now, even most of people begin to kind of this thing that the world democracy is better than whatever military this thing. But I keep on asking, when are we going to enjoy this democracy that we keep on hearing that is best in paper? When can we enjoy it? Because our leaders are not ready. All the thing they do is all about self. They don't think of future. They don't think.
All right, Blessed Sunday, thank you so much. That's the much we can take from you, all right, because of time. And good morning to you.
Omoefe, I celebrate you. My name is Triple D sending this voice message. Omoefe, let me ask these questions. So, meaning that if Donald Trump has not spoken or issued some statement, is that how these people will be killing us? And we say we have senators, we have governors, we have House of Reps? Omoefe, we thank God that this man has just spoken. We just thank God. Omoefe, ask yourself about this insecurity. What were they been doing with the security vote? Look at what Koji Governor is saying. We paint it as if we don't know them. Omoefe, Nigeria will get it right. To be very honest, condemning the coup. African leaders should sit up, should do the right thing. If Goodluck was not a good person, leaving power at his own good time, do you think that man will leave and be safe there? But we thank God for everything. Nobody is praying for military regime, but they should do the needful. Omoefe, God bless all of us. Salasi, I greet you.
Thank you very much, Triple D, for your contribution right there. And that being said, let's quickly take a look at the messages that we have on here. Samia from Kuje says, a wonderful good morning to you, my sister, Princess Adeze Omoefe. Congratulations and happy survival to see another day alive. Thank you very much. It says, for us to be able to win the war against the terrorists, all the sponsors, both within and outside the country, must be apprehended and prosecuted. They told us that they know them. Why can't the authority get rid of them? Or are they more powerful than the government? I pray that we'll get it right one day in this country in Jesus' name. And we say amen to that. It says, may your day be safe and peaceful. May your day be safe and peaceful as well. Samuel, thank you very, very much for the kind words. And Abbas reporting from Dutse says, good morning. Concerning the insecurity, I'm so angry this morning hearing that some military personnel are being promoted when Nigerians are not safe. There is urgent need for Nigerians' security agencies to change their approach. They should be proactive and stop being reactive. Nigeria actually needs a security system where the police and the military will start going after these criminals anywhere they are hiding. This is what we call proactive security. But all we're seeing is our policemen just going about patrolling the streets while bandits have taken over our forests. They come in, take people in their communities, abduct people on the road, go into the bushes unabated while our police sit back doing nothing. This is too bad, it says. Abbas, it's really bad. Yusuf from Wusetu says, good morning, my sister Efe. On the banditry and kidnapping in Nigeria, we are all missing the point. The question is, what is the motivation for banditry? It is becoming evident that the motivation is access to our mineral resources, judging from the areas they are most active. So, the government should seize control of the motivation. People are asking what is the source of funding, terrorism, and they've forgotten that terrorism, funds itself through exploitation of precious stones and kidnapping. This is the real source of funding apart from international funding. Once government outlaws mining of any solid minerals, locate where illegal mining is taking place by using technology and bomb them out of existence, we won't have, respite. I'm afraid banditry will continue if this is not done. But Yusuf from Wusetu, thank you anyways for your contribution right there. But there was a time, I think the previous administration, where somewhere in Zamfara was actually declared a no-fly zone because of illegal mining there. Did it really have any impact on banditry in that state? Haven't we seen, scores of people, get abducted, killed, despite, the no-fly zone order at the time? Well, you have a point, really. It could be that these people are just after these mineral, resources or these natural resources. But there are states also where we do not have, much of these resources, and these people are having a field day there. In the FCT, for example, where 7 people were abducted just yesterday, what mineral resource or resources do we have here, that would possibly warrant that kind of act? Well, it's been views and counter views really as to how we can get it, rightly, in the fight against insecurity in Nigeria. For a number of Nigerians, we must deal with the root causes by going after the sponsors of these, terrorist and non-state actors. Others are saying that illegal mining, should be checked. from recruitment of more security operatives to having the political will to declaring a state of emergency and a host of others. Really, it's a lot. But we just pray and hope, just like some family members would say, that we'll get it right someday, honestly, because these are trying times for us as, a country and as a people. That being said, dear listener, would like to also call your attention to the fact that there is some level of information disorder going on across social media, right now, especially looking at videos in circulation. There are false narratives that have been painted already across social media just to cause, a stir. So, viewers' discretion is actually advised at this point in time. Be very mindful of the content that you consume across social media platforms. I mean, if a reputable news organization or media house is not breaking the news, then you should do your thorough background search before sharing such content. Because when you share content that cannot be verified, it is just going to cause, a stir and make people panic unnecessarily. You're further adding to the tension that we've been exposed to as a people. So please, let us discern as a people, all right? BB Blessing, I see your voice note, but it came in really late, and I'm sorry, I really cannot squeeze it in this morning because of time. Remember that at the top of the hour, Alan Smith will be right here to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. And of course, at 9 a.m., I will be back to discuss the military takeover in Guinea-Bissau, the implications for African democracy, and what we must do collectively to address the issues that we have on the table, the contributing factor, to military takeovers, in Africa. Let us take a look at it very constructively, very critically, and objectively at the 9 o'clock hour. I encourage you to share your thoughts with us at that time as well. My name is Omoefe Peace Osemere, and I'd like to state that the views expressed on the show this morning were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Good morning.